Joining us in the studios this morning, Ken, Earl, and Artie Wehenkel with the Kiwanis Club, the Kiwanis Kapers, coming up this Friday. Good morning, Ken, and good morning, Artie.
Morning, Ron.
Morning, Ron.
Pull that just a little close to you, Art. I didn't set it where it needs to be this morning. Your microphone.
All right, how's that there?
Good, much better. You sound good this morning. Tell us about the Kiwanis Kapers coming up this weekend. It's do you have any idea how many years this is?
Oh, I know I've got 25 years worth of programs in my office,
Yeah.
So
I know
at
it's
least,
more than that.
At least that long.
My grandparents took me when I was. It's been 40 years anyway.
I was going to say, I understand it dates back to the Fireman's Follies, back when the police and fire department did it, and when they sort of passed the torch to us, the Kiwanis picked it up and has been a community tradition. As you say, I can remember going many years ago.
You should go through your archives up there at the Greeneville Sun and see how far back that. I mean, it's probably 50 or more years. Don't you really think?
It has to be, because I know we'll be married 50 years this month, and we were going back when we got married, so it's been at least 50 years.
It's
To the same woman, too.
Yeah, I'm married to the same woman. That's
Wow.
exactly right.
And then this is the only date you take her on, is to take her to the Kiwanis Kapers?
I take her out and let her see me in my finery, my pantyhose and fishnet stockings.
There you go. Ken, tell us about this year's Kapers. What's the theme behind the Kiwanis Kapers
Well,
this year?
actually, we little play on words. It says Kiwanis got talent, and we decided that Greeneville has a lot of talent. Just inside Greene County and the surrounding areas. So we're bringing in some local talent along with some Kiwanians in the skits as normal, but I think it's going to be a very exciting. I'm excited about the show this year. You're going to get your $10 worth, I guarantee.
It's Friday at 7:30 at the Annie Hogan Bird on the Tusculum College campus. Artie, what's gone into the production of this year's show? Who's helped put it together?
Biggest change we've got this year, Ron, it's going to be one night, Friday night only. Normally we do a Friday and a Saturday night show, so it's Friday night, 7:30 at Annie Hogan Bird. Things that we're going, like how Ken says, I'm excited about. We've got folks. For the first time, the Kiwanis dancers are going to be accompanied by real talent. John Brown of the Flying Jays is going to accompany us on an Elvis number.
Elvis has not left the building.
Yeah, Elvis not left the building yet, but when he sees this, he'll probably run screaming out the back door. We've got a couple of young ladies that Jerry Hankins knew of from over in Rogersville. They work over there, and they started. It's a Christian comedy routine. They are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
So, as Ken says, we're bringing not just only the traditional, the skits that the Kiwanis Club members we write and we act in and stuff and all, bring some real talent on the stage that folks can enjoy.
That's very good. Who sits down and writes these skits or puts it all together? Do you have a committee that handles that?
It ought to be called John Lehman's production, because John has really been, the last years have been the spark plug, puts it all together, and he's a man behind the scene, and he really enjoys doing it, but he also enjoys acting. If you know John, he comes from that side. His dad used to be in the Kapers.
Yep.
He and the Bobbsey twins, I call them, the Blevins boys, and it's just something that's been handed down. But John, as far as I'm concerned, he's the one that really puts it together.
John's the one, he gets it organized, and as you say, there's a committee. He calls the meetings. He gets everybody pointed in the right direction, kicks us off the porch, and puts the whole thing in motion. He really does.
Do you know, I think the first one I remember going to was at the Haberstick Auditorium.
Yes.
Back years and years and years ago, and you certainly have grown to the larger venue at Annie Hogan Bird. How can people get tickets for the show?
Well, I just happen to have a few in my hand here.
All right.
Of course, I'm dedicating these to you. You said that see how much money you had in your pocket.
I got to go get whatever I've got in my wallet. I'll need four. We're going to have a pair of tickets to give away here in a little bit, but you can find any Kiwanian member.
Any Kiwanian member has tickets. You can get them at the door.
Okay.
We had quite a few people over the years. You were talking about in the old days, we would stack that. You had to get reserve tickets.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be going through some of my old files here, being at that time of the year for Kiwanis, and I was looking. There was not a single seat in the crowd, and they actually put a set of chairs down. The fire marshal had his back turned, I guess, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
I looked out there and I said, "My goodness!" And both nights were a complete sellout, and you actually had to go down there and get reserved tickets. And hopefully this year, people are going to walk away from the production and they're going to say, "Hey, we had a fun evening." You know, it wasn't. There's a lot of talent there,
Yeah.
and that's what we want to show. But we're forgetting one of the major things and why we do this.
That was going to be my very next question. Tell us
Well,
us about the Kiwanis
It's
Club
all
and
about
what
the
you
kids. Kiwanis is about kids, and mainly we're supposed to be 5 years and younger, but over the years we have broadened our base, and we give away, I think last year was 11 scholarships. We've had people that's been generous with their monies and let us give more scholarships. We've went from giving one a year to last year somewhere in the vicinity of 11.
Yeah.
This year, because of the economy, we're flexible with our, we try to keep our base money right. But there is a laundry list of 20 organizations that we give to, and every one of them that I can think of is children.
That's our focus.
You know, we give to the Advocate Center. We give to another big project that we love to do, and that's at Christmas time we adopt a family, and we go shop for that family, and I had to quit. I'll be honest with you. The first year I went, I was I'm a gruff old no good, you know what, but boy, it tugged at my old heart, and I had to leave because to see people that are really trying and they hit a bump in the road and they couldn't have a Christmas, and because we were able to raise the money, Artie, we raised the money, went out and shopped and give them a Christmas, and that was to me that was what Christmas is about.
It really is. It's when you go out there and you think about how blessed we are as individuals, and you see our friends and neighbors right here in Greene County. The need is great, and not just Kiwanis, but our community is blessed to have service organizations and people, as Ken says, that are very free with their money and time and talents of helping us. One of the cool things that started back many years, well, actually when the tornadoes occurred, Nick Hankins had the idea to create an original painting and have it sold at the thing. The first year we did it, we raised $1,100 for AidNet, the relief fund, and that Nick has continued to do that. This year we're going to have one of Nick's paintings, and he stepped out of his genre this time. He's not doing happy trees and flowers. It's actually wildlife, a lion. It's beautiful painting, and anyone attending has the ability to bid on it. We're not going to do a live auction. It's going to be where they can just come submit a bid, and then Jerry and Nick, they're going to open the bids up, and whoever has high bid will take the painting home with them. But it's an absolutely beautiful painting of a lion in its native environment, and that's always been a neat thing. Because Nick is one of those local talents that is now heading up the Bob Ross studio down in New Smyrna Beach, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
So we just invite everybody to come out and have a good time. It is a family-oriented event. We want folks to come out and have a good laugh and go home maybe a little bit happier than when they came in the door.
Tickets available at the door for $10. You can get them in advance from any Kiwanian. Tell us about how to get involved in the Kiwanis Club.
We meet Thursdays at noon. We meet at the Fraternal Order of Police building over on Nevada Avenue.
Wait a minute now. We go to we're over at the police department now.
Yes, we are. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
and the chief is generous with the building and lets us meet in there, and we have it. We have a lunch catered in.
Yeah.
We have a speaker each week. Again, learning more about our community, learning more about the needs of our community, and we invite anybody that wants to learn about how to give back to our communities to come enjoy a lunch and learn more about Kiwanis.
Very good. Kiwanis Kapers this Friday night at the Annie Hogan Bird Auditorium, 7:30. Tickets available at the door or in advance for many Kiwanian. Come out and enjoy Kiwanis Got Talent this Friday night. Artie Wehenkel, thank you very much for coming. Ken, thank you as well.
Thanks for having us, Ron.
We'll see you next
Ron,
year.
Thank you, and thank you for all the radio station does for us. We appreciate
Absolutely.
all you do.
We'll have a pair of tickets to give away to the Kiwanis Kapers coming up in just a few minutes here on WGRV.